Well, the author of the new memoir, On Call, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Let's talk about HIV and AIDS. In the 1980s, you dedicated your career to fighting HIV and AIDS. And as the face and representative of the government explained to the public what research was going on and how the fight was going on, you got attacked repeatedly and strongly by AIDS activists who today, some of those people are dear friends of yours.
Indeed.
Tell me about that journey.
Yeah.
And how did you go from being someone who was vilified by them publicly to someone who is now a dear friend?
Well, as it turns out, in the early years when we started just getting experimental drugs that we were trying to test, and we were doing experiments and clinical trials, the activist community at the time, which was almost exclusively young gay men, were saying that they wanted to be a part of the agenda. They wanted a seat at the table because the rigidity of the scientific process, which worked well for other diseases, the rigidity of the regulatory process of taking so long to approve a drug worked well when you had a disease in which you had other therapies for. But for them, who when they got sick, they had about 10 to 15 months to live. So they were saying, it's not working for us. Listen to us. We want to have a say. The exclusion and inclusion criteria for the clinical trials are too strict. The FDA is taking too long. The scientific community, understandably, but now actually inappropriately and incorrectly, said, we know what's best for you. Let us make the decisions about how we design these trials.
Is that what you said back to them?
Back then, I felt that way for a very brief period of time. So what they did is that they became very demonstrative, iconoclastic, theatrical, disruptive, and the scientific and regulatory community pulled back from them when they did it. Probably one of the best things that I did was to sit down and listen to what they were saying. And when you listen to what they were saying, they were making perfect sense. And I said to myself, if I were in their shoes, I'd be doing exactly what they were doing. So they were, I think of John Lewis, they were making trouble, but it was good trouble. They wanted something.
You have a chapter in here. You have a chapter in here on Donald Trump called He Loves Me Not. And I'm pretty sure I know where that one landed. Why that title for the chapter?
Well, actually, in the beginning, I had a very complicated relationship with President Trump. In the very beginning, we got along very well. I write in the book, I don't know whether it's because, two guys from New York, him from Queens, me from Brooklyn, that we kind of understood each other. And we got along very, very well early on. It was only when what he was saying and began to say, because he wanted so much for this thing to go away, that he was saying things that were incorrect. And I felt strongly, though it was not comfortable for me to do it, although the people who attacked me think I did it to sort of tear him down. It was not, because I have a great deal of respect for the presidency of the United States, that I had to contradict him publicly because he was saying things that were not correct. Once that happened, then both he and mostly his staff, not so much the president, but the staff, I became, anathema, persona non grata.
They were coming up with like Oppo research against you and feeding it to the press.
It was most unusual that I was working in the White House and the communications people in the White House were doing opposition research about telling the public about I'm usually wrong in what I say. That's sort of like weird.
Wow. You ever met the Pope?
No, I have not. Sorry.
The reason I ask is that you were Jesuit educated at
Yes.
Holy Cross, and he's a Jesuit. What do you get from a Jesuit education?
A lot, and I think that played a major role in how my own career and my life has gone, because the theme of, I went to a Jesuit school, high school right here in New York City, Regis High School, which is not too far from here. And the theme of it, it was an all-boys school, was men for others, that the most important thing you do is service to others to make the world a better place. And I've learned that.
Well, Dr. Fauci, thank you so much for being here. The book is On Call, available tomorrow. Dr. Anthony Fauci, everybody. We'll be right back with star of Masters of the Air, Callum Turner.